My name is Dawn Thompson. I'm Amir Thompson's sister. I am a songwriter, and when I'm not songwriting and when I'm not singing, I'm in the library. This is the record library. Amir doesn't necessarily have like a pop star house. I mean, it's what he does. It's his bed. It's his records. You know, it's instruments and stuff like that. And it just there was so much overflow that he had no place to keep records, and so he came up with the idea that he was going to start have this room.
This record room is my haven. Not the biggest record room you've ever seen. Not the most organized record room you've ever seen. But definitely a music lover's haven, you know. I'm pretty sure if I were to at least listen to each record twice in this room, life would be over. So
my dad, our parents, this is Mom and Dad. Their group was Congress Alley. My dad was a musician. My mom was as well. And they started collecting records. It's kind of strange. We always got music presents for, ever since we could remember, getting presents on holidays and birthdays and things like that. It was always something music related. For him, it was always albums. Like he was 3 and he got albums.
I got stuff divided by, instead of alphabetical order, I have them a little bit different.
Hip hop is down here. Hip hop 12-inch. It's easy to access. We have everything from rock pop 70, Latin soundtracks. We've categorized over here. Like I've broken some things down. We have James Brown and Prince, anything Prince related, David Axelrod, Isaac Hayes. We have neo soul, but basically the 12 inches are on the bottom so he can grab them when he DJs and stuff.
The value goes up if a hip hop luminary uses it. For instance, this particular record. Not much in the way of great source material, but because there's a prime DJ Premier sample on this, Primo used this for Fat Joe's Keep It Real back in '94. It's like fine wine, the values went up. So this album is now worth $20. Now a record like this, depending on the prestige of the DJ, like a Premier, a Pete Rock, this record was used on a classic hip hop record. This was used on so many records, the Artifacts, Other Side of the Tracks. Pete Rock used it to great effect on #1 Soul Brother, on the Mecca and the Soul Brother record. This is the 9th creation, Falling in Love. Has a break called Bubblegum. So now this record's worth $30, simply because they jacked a good portion of it. This is a great break. Annette Peacock. J-Live used it on his very first single, Bragging Rights. And from what I hear, or from what we all know, the gift of J-Live is that he's able to DJ and rhyme at the same time. So he said he did that in one take. Another tidbit, Schoolie D did BXK, What Does It Mean, with the 909, TR-909 at his helm. So the reason why those breaks sound so offbeat, is because he was rhyming and doing the music at the same time. There's definitely, amongst record snobs, most tend to look down on buying reissues but I like reissues simply because I don't have to play the mess out of my originals. I learned the lesson the hard way while on tour because I was so worried about keeping it real amongst the 2 or 3 record producers in the crowd always watching me every night. Yo, man, I saw you said a bootleg. You spent a bootleg. That was a reissue. That wasn't real. It doesn't matter. The most expensive record I've ever bought was Eugene McDaniel's Headless Heroes of the Apocalypse, which pretty much, it's a 8-song record, of which at least 7 are absolute masterpiece, like breaks. So when I first purchased mine in Japan, I paid $300 for it. And this is like back in '94 when you couldn't find this nowhere. And unfortunately, we had an accident with the OK Player tour bus. and our truck turned over with all of our equipment, and the only record that broke was my $300 record. So after that, I started believing in bootlegs. Since then, I've gotten a few more copies, and actually better copies, but this, oh my God, this is the exact record. This, see, right there, that chip right there in the block, that's the record. So, you know, I keep that to remind me that bootlegs are